Hi, I'm Val Gerling, and I wanted to talk to you again about travel as inspiration for writing, about how having different experiences, going different places, trying different things, and sometimes being subjected to uncomfortable and unpleasant experiences. I'm not necessarily talking about, in these terms, dangerous experiences necessarily, but about things that might be not what you'd expect on a holiday, but is part and parcel of travel. And in the last few years, my husband and I have decided to visit unusual places, some of them, and try unusual things, challenging ourselves in many ways. So I wanted to share with you a few of the few pictures of some of the things that we've done where I haven't exactly either enjoyed them or necessarily been very comfortable. Now here we have the first one, which are these amazing caves in China. Now the rock formations are fantastic. They are lit up in a variety of ways, and they go on for what seems like miles and miles. Now once you get in there, of course, what you find is it is very hot. I'll just show you another photograph, series of photographs. They are absolutely amazing, there's no doubt about it. But I have to say that I sort of suffer from a bit claustrophobic, and it was very crowded in there, and then it got hotter and hotter as we got further and further in. And I have to say that in the end I almost had a panic attack and had to rush out. And I was very glad in the end that my husband had taken so many wonderful photographs, because then I could experience them in a nice, calm, cool, quiet surroundings, looking at the photo album, when in actual fact when I was in there I had actually felt overcome by all that was going on in there. And of course sometimes that's what happens. I have another picture to share with you here. Yes, so we have the Nazca lines in Peru. Now I wanted to fly over the Nazca lines because obviously, if you've heard about them, you can't see them from the ground. They are still unexplained phenomena, and you can't see them from on the ground. So therefore the only way you can experience them and to see how large they are and how wonderful they are is to fly over them. Unfortunately, our pilot was being very fair to the 6 people that were in the aeroplane, and 3 of us got to see things on the flat. And unfortunately then he turned the plane on at 90 degrees and let the other people see the picture. And unfortunately I was vomiting my way around the Nazca lines, and all I got was a photograph of us before we took off, with the pilot sitting at the front and me looking quite happy, no doubt. However, at the end of it, not looking quite so chipper. But again, I did it, and I did see those lines, even though I was vomiting in between when he was turning the loop. But I did it, and I was very pleased I did. Such amazing sights. And then, well, some challenging bits here. Oh, I think I have something else in Peru. Here we are. So, of course, we went to Machu Picchu. And in fact, to go to Machu Picchu, what we had done was to go to Peru in general. My husband and I had decided to lose weight and get fit in order to be able to manage to walk up and down all these hills. But it was also mainly the altitude, because we weren't sure how that was going to affect us. And I have to say that feeling that altitude, feeling tired really all the time, is an amazing feeling. Not to even be walking uphill sometimes, but to actually be out of breath. We are relatively fit. I was going to the gym 4 times a week before I went there, and for our age was certainly not overweight, but it was quite taxing. But we really were amazed at the sights we saw, and we're glad that we had got fit to go. Anything else on Peru? Let's see. Yes, here we have visiting Lake Titicaca and experiencing what it's like to actually walk on a reed bed that has water coming through. And these people live on these islands made of reeds, stitched together, fastened together, floating in the water, and the water actually seeping through. How they are not crippled with rheumatism, I do not know, but they seem to be quite happy living there. They choose to live there. And to see the simple life that they lead in a very small, almost grass reed made cabin is really something. It certainly made me appreciate my home back in North London. And I have another picture. In Costa Rica, we decided to really challenge ourselves. And I hadn't really thought about ziplining, but when I got up there and everybody else was having a go, I decided to have a go and see what it was like zipping through the tree canopy. What I didn't realise was that the one we'd chosen to do was the largest in Latin America. And the longest line across a chasm of 1,550 metres was 1,600 metres. And, I felt rather surprised, as you can see. It is quite an experience in midair. I have to say, in the middle of that whole, that long run, the wind was blowing, spinning me round, the rain came on, and I must admit, I thought to myself, what are you doing here? And then I thought, there's not much I can do about it now, so I just sat back and relaxed and carried on. But that was a very different experience for me. Another one in Costa Rica. Yes. This has inspired the book I'm writing at the moment about Holly in a forest environment. These walkways that go across the tree canopy between the trees at very high level are amazing all over the forests in Costa Rica, and we were in Monteverde and various places, and absolutely amazing to be at that height and to have those views, and gave me a very good feeling for being in the forests in some of my writing. So again, I would just say that if you travel, if you are encouraged to travel, even if you are getting on in years, perhaps especially if you're getting on in years like we were, what are you waiting for? If you have the money, then go and see what you can make of it. You don't have to do these things, but it's amazing what you can do when you actually get the opportunity. And I wouldn't say I was a sporty person or even a very adventurous person, but I've been surprised at what I have enjoyed. And I hope this encourages you to have a go too. Hope you've enjoyed listening. Okay, bye.